Welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Matt Bisaccio, and today we're lucky enough to be joined by Assabet Valley girls soccer coach, Rich Manning. Coach, thank you very much for taking some time with us today.
Thanks, Matt, for having me.
Now, there's probably some people at home that may not know very much about you. Why don't you start us off by talking about your playing history and maybe your coaching history as well?
I'm from Marlboro, so I played through town in Marlboro for all my life since I was 5 years old. When we used to have the E-leagues and the small little nets and all the little jumping around and bunches from here to there. And then fell in love with the sport, and it just took me through, and then I played through middle school and then right here in Marlboro. And then I went to St. John's, and I played at St. John's. Took a couple of years off because of some family issues. And then I went to Worcester State, played there for a year, and then I focused in on my degree that I was searching for, and came to Assabet through the uncharted path of being the professional that then becomes a teacher, and then started my teaching career and coaching career here about 9 years ago. So for coaching, it's been a love that I've always had. I had some great coaches in my past, and I've emulated them, taken some key notes from them, and kind of try to bring that here, try to build up not only a team but a program, something that the girls can come back to, which is nice, and I think that they do that.
Now, have you always coached girls?
Yes, I've always coached girls. Girls listen more than boys do, and that's the funny part.
Now, that was going to be my question. Had you coached boys, but say you've played obviously with men your whole life.
Yes.
What would you say, outside of just the listening aspect of it, what would you say is maybe one of the biggest challenges that you may face being a man that coaches females?
It's a good question. I think they're emotional, which as a male coach, there are many things that you want done, but you know that you have to approach it in a different way than you would with a male and a boy for coaching that way. If you are too rough, then they shut you down. If you're too nice, they take a mile. So there's got to be that fine line there. I will say this, though, that they do take instruction. The girls that want to, they take instruction. They want to progress. They want to see themselves progressing on the field, off the field, as well as a team. It's a really nice feeling to see it kind of come together. So it was nice. We had one really good, successful season in 2014 where we won the Mass Vocational Championship for the state of Massachusetts. And that team was one of those teams that gelled nicely together. They were friends on and off the field, problems, but at the same time, they all knew that they wanted to be here and progress. So you have to kind of balance, on and off the field as the coach. So there's problems you put out on both sides of the pitch.
Yes. Coaching at a vocational school, are there certain challenges that present themselves with that?
Yes, a lot, actually. You have regional vocational school, girls coming from all over the place. And that's been a big problem in keeping girls coming into the program from sending towns. They get here, they might not feel comfortable enough freshman year as if they would in a town where they've been playing with the same girls since they were in 5th grade, 6th grade, through middle school. And it's just a natural progression to go on to, freshman team or junior varsity or even varsity. Here we don't have that. Here I have to rebuild almost every year. So it makes it a really big challenge when you're going up against teams, that are around here, the bigger names that we know, the Midwatch, and their programs that they've established since like 6th grade. Makes it kind of difficult.
I bet it does. Now, you said that you had that successful season in 2014. What has happened since then, and what are you doing to rebuild?
Well, since then, we graduated a bunch of girls. Those were a special group, and they went their separate ways. They, progressed, and many are playing they're playing in different colleges now, which is nice to hear. It's always fun, for a high school coach to see that, some of the product has gone on to the next level. And as far as rebuilding, it takes a lot, and you have to evaluate. I feel like a chess player sometimes, where I'm trying to just move people around and figure out what spots are best. You're trying to, you can't recruit as the way, you would in
Say like a private school.
Correct, a private school, seeing those people coming in. But here you have to go out and you have to try to motivate the girls to play. They want to come out, they want to see what's going on, and maybe if you can keep them here, you keep them competitive, then you can start to build the product that way. So every year is a challenge. It's a very difficult one, but it's one that I actually look forward to. It's stressful, but it's fun.
With that said, what are your expectations for the upcoming season?
My expectations are always the same. I want to qualify for the vocational tournament, for districts, and I want to win our league. That's a standard for me every single year.
Despite what class you may have, despite
Correct.
the fact that you may have a senior heavy team or a freshman heavy team or whatever the case may be, the expectations never change.
Always the same.
That's great.
Always the same. Have to. I keep my standards, and the girls respond to that. They understand that. They see that. I want to win. They want to get better. So it makes it so it's a product that's willing to work. Something.
You come across as a very energetic coach, just taking a couple of minutes to watch as you were going through over there.
Thank you.
Does that rub off on the players? Do you see maybe a change from them from the beginning of the season towards the end?
Yeah, I would say that about 50 to 75% of the girls, they feed off of that. It depends on who's in what mood. Again, that's with coaching girls, it can be if they've had a bad day, they have difficulties kind of dropping that and leaving that at the side of the field. But I think overall it's a good group of girls, and they're able to come down here, do their job that they need to get done, whether or not I'm here. Jumping around and doing all the stuff that needs to get done to get them motivated. They know that they have a job to do.
Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure
Pleasure,
sitting
Matt.
down with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for this episode of Coach's Corner. We'll see you next time.